Good evening, KGB here. I'm going to make an attempt to tell you the story here of what was, what is, and what I think is to come. Um, I yeah, I've been compiling a theory the last few days, and I've added to it in every video a little bit. And I think I've come to the conclusion today, something new that will end it off. But I am going to go over and compile both of my last two videos very briefly because I think the story warrants one full video. So I'm going to do my best to do one take and not forget anything as usual. I never do more than one take. So um, this is SPY on the right on the daily, GME on the left on the daily. And as you know, 4 years ago when GME bottomed, we bottomed the exact same time as the 2020 flash crash, and it was real quick. And I have theories on why this happened. I don't, I think there was an excuse made here, and we crashed for liquidity reasons. They needed to sell off assets and pull money out because something was happening, and they needed to do it quickly. So right about here, when hedgies were at their weakest, Cohen, Michael Burry, and Wall Street Bets proceeded to buy the dip and squeeze this puppy all the way through. And they did a great job, but they took away the buy button. Systemic risk, probably because of options, which is what we're going to touch on hopefully later in this video if I can remember. Now, we are in the same boat now. We are about to crash on the SPY, and I'm going to show you exactly where we're at on the SPY. As you know, we've been following this fractal if you've been watching my videos. We've been following what I call the crash fractal, which is the exact same fractal as the COVID crash fractal. I copied it, I pasted it, and we've been following it, and it's been following pretty much perfectly. Now, we had it much higher to match over here. This W portion here was matching up with this. So it was more like this. Now, pretty much nailed it down to the day. Now, this is where I think we are. This is what I thought was going to happen. However, upon closer view, you can really see that we are right here. And the algo is just going faster, and we are about to dump again. Now, every time throughout here that the market went up just a little bit, everything started to squeeze. So you know they have to keep the pressure down, the sell pressure going, or else we're going to squeeze. Now, the problem with that for them is they got something big coming up here. Now, if we continue at this rate of speed and this path, we are going to end up right on GME earnings, which they haven't announced yet, ironically. But I suspect it'll be right at the bottom of the SPY crash. How far are we going to get down? I suspect somewhere around 475. How fast? March 24th. We're going to double bottom just like we did before. Hedgies will be at their weakest, and Jimmy is going to pump. Now, before I get there, 4 weeks ago I posted a theory that I think the sovereign wealth fund was invented to buy the dip and hopefully propel the US out of debt and take advantage of what's going to come inevitably. I don't think Trump is causing this. I think he's stepping aside from a moving train that's inevitable. You can't stop it. It's going to come no matter what. And this is the fire that Roy and Kitty was talking about. Now, this will be the explosion right here with earnings. I think we're going to get an announcement of a merger acquisition. You can say whatever you know, fill in the blank of what you think they're going to purchase. I have my own ideas, but for now, it doesn't matter. We're going to get something here that propels us to the moon, literally. So I'm going to take you to Jimmy now, and we're going to go over why I think and how this is going to play out from here on out. This is Jimmy. This is the fractal we've been following for a very long time now. This is part of the larger whole fractal for the last 4 years. I did a bar to bar. You can go back and check out the video. Every single color code from here I put over here, and this is the last fractal. The last fractal to take place, we're literally getting a requel. So here we are. Now we're going to zoom in. We're going to show you how this is going to take place. Now, it doesn't look like much at first glance. You can see the double bottom. This is kind of where we're at. You can probably make it out. However, what is this? Now, going to the 10-minute. We need liquidity. There's no liquidity in the market. Nothing can squeeze, nothing can get covered. We're in trouble. Trump is putting a crypto reserve together. They're going to amalgamate all assets to the blockchain. T0, there's a company in Dubai that's doing it as well. I believe we're moving into a full digital market. All assets, everything's going to be tokenized and tracked, all the way down to Doge, everything. I believe we're moving into that right now. We're going to full change of the system. This fractal is an XRP fractal. I believe XRP is what's going to drive and provide the liquidity to get out of this for the US government. I believe they're going to start running this on a Friday because options have been systemic risk from the beginning, and they're at their weakest on a Friday. They can run it up Monday, Tuesday, dump it again for the next Friday, rinse and repeat all the way to the top. So they don't have to pay out any out of the money options that have already been purchased. And they can run the IV overnight if they need to, if they squeeze it overnight. Anyway, long story short, I believe that we're on our way into earnings coming up into the 24th, possibly in here. Now, okay, you got a bunch of colored lines that don't really make sense right now. These could be anything. Wishful thinking, KGB. Nice try. Come back and try again. Now we're going to go to XRP. And I'm going to show you how we actually first, this is the XRP fractal, and I will show you that. First, I'm going to take you to AMC because that's the next one that everyone's wondering about. Once again, I'm not going to go over every portion of the fractal. This is where we're at. Also going to get upside. Also going to run into a larger squeeze fractal. Also going to happen around the same time frame. Now, once again, squiggly line. Okay, this one matches a little better. But how do you think this is the one? I'll show you. XRP. Gonna go to the hour. Maybe I can get away with a 30-minute here. No. This is XRP. This is the fractal I was following for XRP. Now, I don't know if you can see this as well as I can, but this thing follows very well. I can go over it for you step by step, but I'm not really gonna. Let me tell you though, this is the dip here. We are right in here. Hopefully you can see this. I can go over it in the next video when I have more time, but this is where we are now. Now, this is a previous fractal of XRP2. So for those who want to know. Now, I took this, put it on top of GME as you saw. I took it and put it on AMC as you saw. Matches perfectly. We are here on AMC and GME. So XRP is ahead of the game. I believe what XRP is going to do is follow. This is the GME 2020 fractal that you guys just saw. And this is where we are according to GME with XRP. And we are going to, XRP will sit around here for a bit at about $2, dip, rounded top, come back across, retest, and boom, when? April 1st. First week of April, I'll say. And this will form the liquidity that is needed in the market. And this thing is going to fit right like this. And this is how it's going to play out, boys and girls. Now, come the next week, you're going to see the SPY tanking. I believe it will anyway. Or they could be at the end of their rope right now, and we don't have to do the crash. But either way, the game's over. I think it's done. UBS is now taking over the Credit Suisse. I believe the swaps or something. Citadel has been liquidating. If you go to Reese Politics, you can see his tweet regarding that. And I think we're at the end game, guys. Honestly, I know I've been here before. I've been doing nothing but theories for 4 years. Just like everyone else, I've been wrong on every one of them. But sooner or later, someone's going to get it right, and I think it's me. So, I'm not using anything that no one hasn't really thought of. Everyone's known from the beginning that we've been using crypto as liquidity. It started out with actually, I thought it was XRP a long time ago. It used to run with AMC. I used to do this 3 years ago with XRP. And I stopped doing it for a while, but obviously now with the crypto reserve and everything, it just makes sense. Ethereum Classic was another one. Some people thought it was Doge for a while. Anyway, long story short, it'll be XRP. It'll be XRP. We had a meeting. Trump had a meeting with Garlinghouse recently. Started his Trump coin. All that. He's bullish on crypto. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but this is the fractal that we need to follow, guys. And I'm sharing it with people because, good or bad, whoever's running this stuff, both sides. I personally feel both sides have used retail to their own gain, and you can say yes or no or how you feel about that or whatever, but until otherwise, I trust no one. So This is my theory. I hope you guys pick it apart if you want to. Call me an idiot. I don't care. But this is valid, and I think it's going to play out exactly as told. And I guess we'll find out, won't we? Appreciate you watching. Now you know what I think I know. And obviously not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. These are just drawings that my kid drew, man. Have a good night.